Now then, guys, it is our pleasure to welcome a very special guest from Michelin, Nora Voss. You're head of Michelin Motorsport Marketing, is that correct?
Yes, absolutely, that's correct.
What an amazing job. You get to go to all the great locations.
Yes, I do, that's true.
And is this your biggest event as Michelin?
It is our biggest event for the motorsports. Yeah, definitely.
And I guess the first question we wanted to ask was, clearly everyone knows Michelin for road tyres and race tyres, but what is the primary objective for you as a company to go racing?
Well, the primary objective for us is to work on our innovation. It always has been, and especially Le Mans, it started more than 100 years ago. Already at the first race in 1923, it was won on Michelin tires. And since then, we were here, most of the years, and we're here this year too, and it's always bringing some new technologies, some new innovations, because race tracks are our test tracks also.
Yeah.
So because of all the data that you can collect, because of the extreme conditions that you have, because of the performance requirements, what we can learn in one race would take us a couple of months to do in a laboratory environment in our research centers.
Yeah.
So we've been using motorsports to accelerate our innovations, and that has been part of the group strategy since the beginning.
And I guess, so those innovations, there's a performance innovation for the race cars to go faster, trickle-down technology into road car, but then there's a really big environmental piece going on at the moment as well. Would you like to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So when we talk about innovation today, it's around innovations that contribute to sustainability, durable innovations that reduce the impact of tires on the environment. And especially in endurance racing and motorsports, that has been the focus in the past couple of years. So we are working what we call the life cycle analysis, is understanding for the tire, starting from the raw materials that we use, the production processes, the logistics that are associated, the usage, and then the recycling afterwards. What is the most impactful for the environment? And for the race tires, it's actually the raw materials that we use. So we started to work on the raw materials and how we can use recycled, renewable materials inside our tires. I came to our motorsports division 3 years ago. We had 46% of renewable, recycled raw materials inside our competition tires. And now we are at 71%. If you saw the hydrogen car, he was running on the 71% tires after the rain. That's true for our slick tires. And that has been just a huge gap that we managed to close, and we are continuing that road. So definitely working on these materials. And when we talk about renewable and recycled materials, it's orange peel, pine resin, recycled steer cords, carbon black that we get out of used tires. So a lot of things that we can put and re-put again in the tires, and that has a huge impact on the environmental side. There is another aspect that we're also working on, because I talked about data collection, simulation, working in the virtual environment. I always used to say, you see these simulators here with the guys who are playing?
Yeah, these guys have been already on the simulators.
Okay, I will check your times.
Yeah.
I will check your times.
He came second, he came third. Did very well.
Very good.
I didn't qualify, though. Let's not go there.
You see. And I didn't have time to play. But no kidding, we have simulators, not the same one, but there are. When I first came to the motorsport division, I was like, oh, this is a cool place. You have like young kids playing around simulators, and no, these are engineers working. No way. But yes, so we have our own software and our know-how that we develop to test tires and develop tires. So we don't have to go to the tracks anymore, because almost half of the development goes now in the virtual space.
Wow.
So we can test different formulations of tires. We can test performances matched to tracks. We can test tire pressures, and even how you will, have set up the race cars with the tire setups in this virtual environment. So
it's amazing.
This is something really cool, I think, to be done, because it reduces impact on the environment, speeds up the process, gives more accurate data. Win-win for everyone.
Wow. I mean, talking of sims and how realistic they are, and the pro sim driver down there got the same time as the qualifying lap yesterday.
Yeah.
So it just shows you there that, that the data is there, isn't it? It's proven. It's amazing.
It's amazing. So, in terms of long-term goals, because I guess most people would think about race tyres, they come off the car. I guess most people just think they get ground down, and that's the recycling bit. What's the ultimate goal for Michelin in terms of, if you're at 70+% now, is there an opportunity to be at 100%?
Yeah. So the goal is to, by 2050, to go up to 100%, not just for the race tires, but for every tire that has been produced by the company. So that's kind of our North Star, pole star that we're going towards. And we're going very fast. What our engineers say, that it's the last 15% that's going to be the toughest. So have to be prepared for that.
And then I guess the question, just obviously there's two types, there's slick tyres and wet tyres being run here.
Yeah.
And we had a look round the Road to Le Mans paddock on Thursday, and we were talking to the engineers there. And I know they're different tyres to the hypercar class.
Yeah.
But those wet tyres, there must be a lot of learning about tread patterns and water expel rates and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. And even slick tires, we have 3 types of slick tires here.
Yeah.
We have 3 different compounds that goes with the different temperatures. I don't know if you watched what were the choices at the beginning of the race. Softs and mediums, colder temperatures, a little bit milder temperatures. And then with the wet, they were trying to change and figure out what is going to happen in the couple of minutes. And actually, nobody can figure that out.
Well, they're thinking, is it going to rain?
Yes.
And it's so big here, a bit like the N24. It's so big, it could be raining here and dry on the Mulsanne Straight. So it's like making your wet tyre perform in the wet and the dry, because you don't want it to delaminate too quickly in the dry section. So it's amazing.
Now, I have a question. We kind of know the answer, but I want to share it with our audience. So we were talking about the hypercar tyres, because the ones in the Road to Le Mans, you can buy those. Anyone can buy those, right? They're kind of customer tyres. But the hypercar tyres aren't, are they?
No.
What happens if a team was to accidentally misplace or lose one of those tyres?
They have a fine.
And how big is the fine, Nora?
It's 1 million euros.
Wow.
Has that ever happened?
It did happen.
Really?
What actually happened is that somebody called us up and told that I have a company who wants to sell me a Michelin race tire.
Oh, wow.
I think, guys, this is yours.
Oh, my. Wow. So it had got that far. So
Yes, but it was a long time ago, and it was something that just happened. But normally it doesn't happen. But this is Le Mans. We also are in MotoGP.
Yeah.
And in MotoGP, we have the teams cannot leave the ground until they collected all the tires.
Really?
Wow.
So Joe's a massive MotoGP fan as well.
Yep.
So of all the different motorsports that you look at, which is your favourite? Do you prefer Le Mans or MotoGP or?
It's a different game.
Yeah.
It's a different game. I was here for the Michelin MotoGP, the French MotoGP, a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
And what the funny thing is that I don't realize it's the same place because it's not the same setup.
Yeah.
So it's like being in a different place in a different time in a different race. So it's different feelings. I love MotoGP because of the superheroes racing against each other. But Le Mans, you have that magic moment, when the sun goes down and you see all the lights, you have all the sounds. I think nothing compares to that.
It's funny you were talking about MotoGP because Valentino Rossi is racing today.
Exactly,
and Joe was saying just before we started recording, he's actually in the car right now, leading the GT3 class.
Yes,
Just
that's
so
what
cool.
he should be doing.
Yes.
Number 46, of course.
Exactly. Yeah.
So epic.
So how many Michelin staff and so this must be a massive event for the company.
Yes.
Because you walk around, there's branding everywhere. Is that your kind of that your responsibility as well?
Yes.
As where do you see Bibendum and where do you see the blue and the yellow?
Yeah, exactly. We used to call Le Mans as our second home, our vacation home if you like rain. So you can see that we feel at home and we kind of we don't own the track, but we kind of are part of this track. We have more than 100 people here on the ground. So you have around 40 or 50 people who are really working on the tire side in the tire workshop. We have 15 to 20 engineers collecting all the data that I was talking about. We have, of course, the management teams. We have commercial stuff. We have communication, marketing people running around. We rent actually a full hotel in the center of Le Mans. It's just the Michelin people.
That's where. Oh, what? Just for the staff?
Yes.
Oh, I
just for
thought that's the
staff.
one we're staying at, which is very nice. That's another one. Wow, and you must plan for this. You must be planning maybe for not next year, the year after, or sort of a long time in advance.
Yeah, I used to joke with the team. It's not before Christ and after Christ, it's before Le Mans and after Le Mans. So there's some things, priorities will be handled before Le Mans, and then the other ones come after.
It's the calendar year, basically. It starts now.
Yes,
exactly.
Brilliant.
Now the killer question though is, who are you backing to win? Who would you like to win, or do you have to stay impartial?
Yeah.
No, we are impartial.
You're impartial.
We are impartial.
You're not allowed to say.
I'm not allowed to say. I was sitting with our engineering stuff. I love to watch the race with them.
Yeah.
And I was said, I love your impartiality, guys. I
Yeah.
love the way you're not telling anything about the different teams.
Yep.
So,
Well, I guess the bonus is all the hypercars are on Michelin, so you're a winner either way. It doesn't matter. You're always going to win.
guaranteed a winner.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes, but we have an internal game. We have it for all the races. It's like a betting contest between our teams. So you can place your bets, and there's a winner at the end of the year, which gets a big applause. That's all. But yeah, we love to play ourselves there too.
Wow.
Brilliant.
And then is there any kind of big things coming in the near future? Sort of big strategy changes, or?
Well, Le Mans, we will be in Le Mans.
Yeah.
We will continue to be in the hypercar category for Le Mans. That's definitely true.
It was funny. I was at Formula E in Tokyo earlier this year, and I think they all want you to go back to Formula E as well, because they were all saying, the Gen 2 cars were much better because they were running on Michelin. So I think you need to head over there.
No comment. Yeah.
Yeah. What I only can say, normally when we arrive in a competition, lap time will be better. So.
Well, I know you're a very, very busy person, and it's just fantastic that you shared your time with us, and the invite to come out. And for me, the last time I was at Le Mans was in 1991, which is a long time ago.
Yeah.
And these guys are reminding me of that mercilessly, but it is such a special place.
It is.
And such a special race, and as the sun goes down and we head into the night, I think we're really looking forward to heading out and sort of seeing some. Do you actually get time to watch any racing? Are you going to be staying awake for 24 hours, or do you have some time for some sleep?
So every year I say, okay, this year I really will go to bed early and then, have a big sleep and then come back on Sunday. I think last year I finished at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, yes.
The year before it was at 5, so I don't know. You never know what's going to happen during the night.
Wow. Well, I hope you have a rest and manage to watch some of the racing and be impartial with your cheering.
Absolutely.
Nora, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Guys, just fantastic to get that insight into I think just why Michelin are here, and it's fascinating. There's so much trickle down into the things that we drive. I mean, actually, the last thing I want to talk about very briefly, we had a hot lap in a Porsche 911 today from the Porsche Centre Experience Centre behind us, and it was on Pilot Sport 4S's, so not even Cup 2s. Oh my God, that was unbelievable. So that's the ultimate trickle down. It wasn't a racing car, it wasn't on race tyres, but we did 300 k's an hour down the Mons Arm, and not that far off through Porsche curves. It was unreal, wasn't it?
Unbelievable.
And I guess that is a great place to finish, because that motorsport development program ends up with tyres like that on your road car.
Yes, exactly. And it gives you the same thrill.
Oh wow!
Absolutely.
Nora, thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's amazing.